This is MYnewsroom.tv with your network news.
My Newsroom is actually your newsroom. We use brand journalism to deliver your message across all media platforms to your markets, employees, shareholders and stakeholders, whether it be a simple video newsletter, stories or full news service. My Newsroom delivers your message in tailored formats that stand out and appeal to your market. Our professional team of journalists, presenters, producers and crew manage every detail needed to bring your story and message to life. Let's cross to the newsroom for the latest.
The Trans-Borneo Challenge was officially launched by Zoe Foster-Blake at Melbourne's Botanical Gardens. The challenge is about saving the endangered orangutan from the destruction of the forests in Borneo. Lara Shannon explains.
We're at the launch of the 2014 Trans-Borneo Challenge, which is going to see 10 adventurers trek 900 kilometres across the entire length of Borneo, with the aim of raising $100,000 to help protect the endangered orangutan species.
I know it's going to be mentally straining, physically straining, and it's not going to be a luxurious trip, but it's going to be really a challenge of a lifetime, and I'm so happy to be part of it.
The Trans-Borneo Challenge is run by Orangutan Odysseys. They combine adventure and educational tours in Indonesia and Malaysia to support orangutan conservation projects and their protection of their habitats.
What it really is trying to do is focus the world's attention on what's happening in Indonesia. And so we're trying to get trekkers from all over the world, the US, UK, New Zealand, Australia and Asia as well. And hopefully if we can get all these people from all over the world to spread the word about what's happening, then it becomes a global issue, because that's what it needs to become, a global issue.
The number one threat to orangutans today is palm oil and palm oil plantations. So they're clearing the forests that the orangutans live in to make way for palm oil plantations.
I've always had a real beautiful sort of bond with the orangutans that I can't really articulate, but I've always felt like we need to protect them and look after them, and they don't have a voice and we need to give them one. So to me it was a total privilege and honour to be able to be ambassador, and I just hope I can do them proud.
We always talk about the orangutans and it's definitely affecting them firsthand, but it also affects the local people, and we need to not forget about those people as well. Once their forest home is taken away, all their customs and their traditions are lost along with the forest. Once upon a time they lived in harmony with the forest and lived in and amongst it, and once that forest is gone, all their traditions and customs go with it as well.
I mean, you hear about the deforestation, but to see it so blatantly everywhere, and it was going right up to people's backyards, so it became very obvious that unfortunately the locals are being put out as well, and the education is so important for them but also for us, and to try and do what we can to buy back the land and keep some sort of area for the orangutans, because they're taking all the land away from them.
If you'd like to help raise the $100,000 target to support the Orangutan Project, simply jump online and donate as little as $1 at orangutanodysseys.com/TBC.
The inaugural Port Phillip Mussel Festival last weekend at the South Melbourne Market has been reported by the organisers as a success. With positive feedback from the community, it looks set to be a permanent feature on the South Melbourne events calendar. Lara Shannon caught up with guests on the media night to find out what it was all about.
We're at launch at the Port Phillip Mussel Festival taking place this weekend at South Melbourne Markets. The Seafood Street Party will see non-stop live music, cooking demonstrations and a whole lot of fun for you and the family. Tonight's event is sponsored by Claypot's Evening Star and Clams Seafood in conjunction with South Melbourne Market, and kicks off the two-day party of non-stop live music and buckets of mussels.
Mussels are so easy to cook because they just open when they're done, okay? So you don't need to know how to cook mussels. You just apply your heat, and when the majority of them are open, they're done, right?
What we need is more demand, and in Europe, the average consumer eats 15 times the amount of mussels that we eat. So this is why an event like this will make our business more sustainable, because we've got the capacity to be able to grow a hell of a lot of mussels, but we just need the demand there.
Well, they're getting a good dining experience on the assets that come from our beautiful oceans, that provide us the enjoyment and the pleasures, and how we dine in different recipes that we can create. But it is about that balance of our food life, and it provides us with all the resources that we need. Omega-3s, it's high in all those contents, but it is an organism that helps us filter our air and water.
The Mussel Festival was the brainchild of Renan from Clay Pots and the South Melbourne Market. Their aim is to support the local mussel industry as well as the live music industry.
Well, there's South Melbourne and the market is a tradition of Greek families fishing and retailing fish. Pretty much started here, so we are continuing in a way the tradition.
So what is so special about mussels and why should we consider them?
So that's them there, okay? Just pop them in. Right, thank you. So we put the lid on. Now, one of the things we need to mention about mussels, if they do not open, doesn't mean they're not cooked, all right? They're self-seasoning, so you don't need to season them, okay? They produce their own sweet, kind of salty essence. Oh, here we go, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, hold those, Thomas, for me.
Is the fish still shut?
Okay, this.
So if you missed out on this year's Port Phillip Mussel Festival, don't fret, you can come along next year. Just keep an eye out on the South Melbourne Market's website. That's all for now. You can find further information and packages we offer throughout this site, or feel free to contact us.